North Carolina was up for almost the entire thing. They were up 13 with like just under 5 minutes left. That is a game and a situation where you're at home, you should win. If you are up 13 against your rival at home with that short amount of time, you should probably win the game. But Trey Jones, Cassius Stanley, the rest of that very talented Duke team did what they're going to do when they scored and they started fouling. What any college basketball team with sense does when they're down and it's still within reach. They started fouling, and UNC kept missing their free throws. And you can't do that in college basketball and win. If you miss your free throws, you're not going to win. They are an important part of the game, and I don't get why so many college players, and pro players for that matter, are so bad at them. This is old school Overwatch League, but better because you have biased crowds instead of that weird kind of LA but mostly mixed crowd you had at Blizzard Arena the first 2 years, where a few fan bases traveled well, but they were never huge numbers, and everyone was kind of doing like the golf clap thing. A few fans would make noise, but for the most part, like, no one wanted to get too crazy because there were fans of so many other teams. That is not an issue anymore. Not even close. These fans do not care because they are the dominant number in the crowd, both in New York and in Dallas. Like, I saw a few very brave Boston and London fans in the crowd in New York. Did not see many Valiant or Gladiators fans in Dallas. Definitely didn't see many San Francisco fans in Dallas. Like, that was a very pro Dallas crowd because it's a long trip from anywhere in California to the southeastern half of Texas where Dallas is. And guess what? I have no sympathy. In 15 years, you have won 4 World Series titles. The Orioles went 15 years without a winning season. I did not consciously observe, because I wasn't old enough, I did not consciously observe an Orioles winning season until I was 17. So spare me your tears that your owners finally decided to make a good business decision and not spend 40%, an extra 40% on their payroll to just guarantee World Series wins because they can. Spare me your tears. Spare me your crying. You won 4 over the course of 15 years. The city of Boston has won so many titles in the past couple years. Obnoxious kids make banners about how old they are and relative to how many parades they've seen. You know how many I've seen? 2. Houston traded all of their big men. Their center, big air quotes around that term now, is PJ Tucker, who is listed on the Rockets roster as 6'5". They are embracing the small ball. And you know what? More power to them for trying something new and going all in on small ball, positionless basketball, whatever you want to call it. Because I know this is talking college, and comparing it to the NBA is a very different animal, but it has worked many times in college. Virginia last year, Nova 2 years ago, UNC 3 years ago, Nova 4 years ago. They all pretty much played a very similar style of game. They all kind of built around small ball. And it won them a national championship. And much like the NFL, college is the innovator. Yeah. And also, nothing from Al Horford. He got 30 minutes, went 0 for 6. Guess what? With the money he's making in Philadelphia, I have no problem with the fans booing him. I have zero problem with the fans booing Al Horford the way he's been playing lately. He's been playing horribly. Like, he is not worth the money the Sixers are spending on him right now. Like, it is just sad. And I've heard from some Boston fans like, oh, we'd never boo Al Horford. Yes, you would. If Al Horford went out there and went 0 for 6 in 30 minutes of playtime, the most thing he contributed was a couple rebounds and some fouls, you would absolutely boo him. Boston fans act like they're so high and mighty that they're never mean to anyone. Excuse me? Boston fans are some of the meanest on the planet. So, guess what? You would boo Horford just as much if he contributed almost nothing in 30 minutes of playtime. He is a starter and a legend of the game and a guaranteed Hall of Famer. He should be able to score against the 19-34 coming into that game Chicago Bulls.